Greetings from the farm. My name is Chisha Folotia. I'm so glad to welcome you to the Mondo Farms YouTube channel. On this channel, we're going to be talking about who we are as Mondo Farms and the things that we do, some of our struggles, some of our successes, and everything that happens here on our farm. This is our first ever episode, and as you can see, I'm standing in the middle of these green things, which are actually pine trees that were planted in February 2020. Commercial farming is one of our main ventures here on our farm. On this first ever episode, I'm going to take you back in time and have a look at how we set it up, where we started from, and what it took for us to get to where we are. Let's go back in time. After we first got the land, which was around about the second half of 2019, we then spent a couple of months sort of going there, visiting the place and getting to understand the topography, the land, the type of soil, what kind of water was there, the type of farming that had been done, getting to meet the neighbors and introduce ourselves and putting our minds into a place where you sort of understand, what do I want to do with the place? I'd never really done any sort of farming before. So I was like, what kind of crops was I going to grow? What was going to happen to this place? Walking along the Chongwe River. Here's a shot of a cobra that we found one day walking around the farm, and Pethias killed it very quickly. That's his cousin Jacob. And as I spent the weeks and months passing thinking what to do with this land, one day it suddenly occurred to me, I was going to do commercial tree planting. We were going to plant some trees that we could one day harvest in the future to look after us. And here's a quick look at the Zafiko plantation in the Copper Belt, which shows a little bit of what we're trying to achieve. And now that I had a vision of what I was going to do with the commercial tree planting, I needed to find out how to actually do it. How do you plant trees commercially? What kind of spacing do you do? How long do they take to harvest? Where do you get the seedlings? And all that sort of thing. So I spent the next couple of months doing more and more research, reading books and other sources, and watching a lot of videos and finding out more about what to do. By late 2019, I had found the source of the seedlings. Someone was going to supply us and show us how we were going to get started. And together we decided to start with 2 hectares of land on which we're going to plant our first crop. And we had to do this in time for the rain season that was coming, because that's the best time to actually plant trees. Unfortunately, as the days and then the weeks passed, we realized that clearing the land manually with this particular bunch of guys just wasn't going to work. And we had to bring in the big guys. And by late January, we started bringing in some machinery on site to actually clear the land and help us to actually get it done on time. We were now really rushing to catch the best of the rainy season. So finally, by the end of January into the first week of February, the field was taking shape and it was all cleared and ready for the team to come in and plant. We made our final arrangements. We transported the seedlings from Lusaka. Of course, we had a mandatory breakdown somewhere along the way for a couple of hours. The supplier and his team also came in and they started planting. They got quite busy and work and started planting the trees. They used a 2 by 2 meter spacing, which was what we had agreed for the pine trees in order to give us what we're looking for in terms of the finished crop. Next, it was time to let nature take its course, and for the rest of February and into March that year, we had some very, very good rains, and the trees soon became well established and started holding.
So this is the videographer CJ. Well, going to the tree. That's mommy. Okay. This is one of the trees. That's how they look. There. That's a bigger one. We are just walking and walking, and my arthritis hurts.
Already.
My ankle. No, it started yesterday actually. Remember when I sprayed the deep freeze? Daddy said this is a Hollywood production. So, it is. This up. And the sky. I'm gonna make a montage out of this. So yeah, Daddy sent this. And his friend is picking up a card that he said he'll get rid of. It's a Hollywood production. Okay. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Here's an example of some weeds.
So all you do is plug the plants. Isn't that boring?
She's trying to use this for future information. Right?
Yeah, look, like, no.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
So what's the point of your vlogging?
For memories.
Bosi Nyamata emba kuma 14 hours jeko mina sebenzera benze ku weeding ma pines tree. So weeding A and B seeds. So we go B side.
Okay. Tichako spray mu mitengo mu tichako booster jamino munatiretera sure tie muchika.
Oh, come and see. Look at this. I'm not sure. It's a good question. The suckers. Yeah. What we're looking for is a growth point. That's for this year. Some that are growing on top. This one. Yes. And he's a big, tall chap. He's responding to the rain. Take a big, strong one. This one will survive. This is amazing. 4 very healthy trees. And look where they're growing. Right on this. And these rocks. Actually, yeah. This whole line, huh? Yeah.
This is
in the middle of Pine 2020 field. We are at that bottom and we are looking at how the weeds have really come. We've neglected a little bit in terms of weeding. So here are the trees, the pine trees. Here they are. Kind of have to find them. Yep. So we're gonna start again more serious weeding tomorrow. It's interesting. And it just happened in very quick time with this weather that we have now. So decision after umwewa tuyisiya or tigawulama umumaso not per tree papalika tree na papalika tree no near 2 meters maona mwana angapaiwe. So challenge aya malines yaoneka and then umumukati inangu line kakatri aka uko maona yaoneka. Oh, the main road yapakati. Wow. Inja nezo kambati kitio bia bwera yapitako atitandi zako. Then enangu yayamba wangala worried.
So this is kai hapa kuti so this marechema to donse da paridi donse upaka yakati jina chani kwa kuma before lunch tutasidi za concept after lunch watu bonse wazabura wambire kuna baina kuna neko problem maningi especially hapa yeah hapa palimyala palibe bad sana but nizi bati marotinga series so what's the plan tabena nifunza kulija yo round this thing a tree and then what about hapa pakati tiasi hapa yameti zabwera padacha chabe matri bazambo chairatu ona hichi for example bazambo chairatu bosa hapa macho hapa stibe temyo jumba munga kuna Chitame nisenzeka pamande ma guys yaja hashita slashing ku mapines
Here on our farm, it's called Winterthorn, and it's located just outside of Chongwe, which is east of Lusaka here in Zambia. And we do a variety of things. We do vegetables, we do field crops, and our first project is what I'm showing you right now. I'm standing in a field of pine trees. These pine trees were planted just almost exactly a year ago in February 2020, and it was our first major project that we did here on the farm. And I look at them now, a year later, and some of them are doing extremely well. As you can see, very proud of what it is. And here's one of a wonderful example of a 1 year old, 1 plus something year old seedling. See, it's up to about 1.5 meters, 1.2 meters. So doing good. It's so good now because vamopanga since.
Yeah.
Olokulini. Kuli wewe siti. Hata wamuda wachoka kulusaka papola musajani gono. Tishanga mtengo. What?
So, wajezo kwela pa wajengo kwanza pa.
Ba Indian.
Indian na bosi wako washanga mjaje. Mtengo jasisi wapo. Mtengo ijanyani rama.
Yes. Yes.
Mtengo nyani rama. Yeah. Pandrama za fast manje unaona pa hivyo niwachika but. Sasa wa mtengo ijanyandra. Nyandra mkifakira chenze. Twabatira embala nozima muliro kuno ku mapines. Bano andali bashoka kimuliro ekyo kikutiisa. So tina my guys once in Phineas and Jeremiah kizimako muliro.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our look back at how we started the commercial tree planting and looking at a summary of what we've done so far. From time to time, we'll be posting different stories from our farm about the things we do and who we are. I hope you'll join us. Please like and subscribe. I hope to see you next time. Bye.